my name is John Hamilton, and this is your ETA News. Today's headlines are Nukes on the loose, Obama calls for distance between feds and phone data, and 100,000 Russian troops on Ukraine's border. On March 26th, 4 world leaders worked together to track down stolen nuclear weapons before they were detonated in major Western cities. President Obama, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Chinese Premier Xi Jinping, and British Prime Minister David Cameron participated in a nightmarishly realistic simulation called Nukes on the Loose at the Nuclear Security Summit in The Hague, Netherlands. The leaders viewed a series of short films that depicted terrorists stealing unsecured nuclear material to craft a dirty bomb that would then be used to attack an undisclosed Western city. According to the Daily Telegraph, the dirty bomb could be detonated in the city of London, Wall Street, Milan, or anywhere. The exercise was created to test the reactions of the leaders. They were required to make quick, decisive decisions about whether they would work with other countries or attempt to neutralize the threat alone. Then they were asked to answer several questions by making a selection on their tablets. And at the end of the exercise, all of the leaders' responses were anonymously presented to the group for review. Thankfully, it all turned out well. In the end, the leaders were able to work together to stop the simulated nuclear threat. In other news, President Obama hopes to put distance between the federal government and American telephone call data. In a written statement, Obama said, "I have decided that the best path forward is that the government should not collect or hold this data in bulk. Instead of being collected directly by the federal government, Obama's plan would place bulk data about telephone calls solely in the hands of the phone carriers, who would then provide the information to counterterrorism agencies upon request. Under the proposed law, phone service providers would be required to quickly and in a usable format make the records available." A U.S. official said the White House is already engaged in fairly high-level discussions with some of the providers, and White House officials say that the proposed change would ensure the people that the government will be required to gain the approval of a federal court before obtaining phone records. And although the records will contain information about phone calls made to individual numbers, the content of the calls would not be included. In world news, sources from various news agencies have reported that Pentagon officials have reason to believe that close to 20,000 Russian troops have been deployed along the Ukrainian border since last week's referendum. However, in a webcast from Kiev, Andriy Perubi, chairman of Ukraine's National Security Council, said almost 100,000 soldiers are stationed on the borders of Ukraine. He went on to say Russian troops are not in Crimea only, they are all along the Ukrainian border. They're in the south, they're in the east, and in the north. An unnamed U.S. official rejected the 100,000 troop estimate, saying it sounds too high. However, Representative Mike Turner sided with Perubi, saying over the past week, we've seen the buildup of up to 80,000 additional Russian troops. And according to Turner, the force includes many armored vehicles, helicopters, battle tanks, and planes. Tensions are running high in Ukraine, but Perubi made it clear that he supports the West's decision to impose sanctions on Russia. However, he is pursuing a greater show of support from the West. He said, "We are calling on our partners to hold a common military exercise that would show the cooperation and partnership is still there." Perubi went on to say, "We might see a huge attack on the territory of continental Ukraine, and we are getting ready for it." Again, my name is John Hamilton, and this has been today's ETA News.